Hi there, welcome to another video of Just Being Earnest. And today we're going to be doing a company review of Koufu. This is actually the Koufu website, and this is the company that we'll be talking about. So let us look into what Koufu actually does, and this is actually their annual report. Let us look at their annual report to find out what Koufu is about. And from here, you can see that the Koufu was actually started in 2002, and they actually were listed on the SGX stock market in 2018. And if you probably have know about Koufu, so Koufu is actually a company that manages food court and coffee shops in Singapore. And besides Singapore, they also have a presence in Macau itself. And what they actually mainly do is they're actually like a mini landlord for food courts. And what they do is they will probably be either renting out these spaces for store owners that wants to sell their food, and then they have to pay rent to Koufu. And Koufu also have their own food that they actually do sell in their food court as well. So from this annual report itself at the bottom, you can see that Koufu's two main business segment is actually outlet and mall management, as well as F&B and retail. So these are actually complementary to each other. So if Koufu has a food court, besides renting it out, they can also be the one selling their own food products as well there. So going back to the Koufu website, we can see that they actually have five different business models that they have. They have food halls, concept stores, cafe restaurants, shopping mall, as well as overseas. So under food hall itself, their most commonly well-known ones actually the Koufu Food Court, and they also have Cookhouse, Raspura, Fox and Spoon, Happy Hawkers, and Gourmet Paradise. So under the concept stores, if you'd like to drink bubble tea a lot, you may also want to check out their bubble tea, which is R&B tea. They also have 1983, which is probably like your Ya-Kun or your toast box. And they also have Super Tea, Crazy Tea Loop. Under cafe and restaurants, they have 1983 as well again, and they have Element and also Growth. Under shopping mall, what they have is Punggol Plaza, and I'm guessing that what they are doing here is actually more like a property management service. And overseas, which is probably the business that they're running in Macau, they are having 1983 there, Koufu, as well as selling R&B tea. So moving on to their recent financial report for the quarterly. The most recent one they have is actually the one that they released on 4th November 2019, and let us take a look. So looking at the past records from the year 2016 all the way to 2018, you can see that their revenue has been going up. And then also using the last 9 months of 2019 compared to the last 9 months of 2018, their revenue has been increasing at a rate of 6.2% if it's to use the 9 months record. And in terms of the revenue breakdown, we can see that the revenue is split evenly between F&B retail as well as the outlet and mall management. So this is giving us an insight into the revenue of how Koufu is making their money. And this will also show that the income is diversified. So you don't have a one segment of the revenue that is taking a majority. And if let's say if that segment were to be suffer a loss, you will not be a huge impact to the overall revenue of the company. So geographically wise, you can see that Singapore is definitely taking the majority of its income, and Macau is actually just a small percentage at 8.8%. But we should be seeing Macau having more percentage over the next few quarters as Koufu expands overseas as well. So in terms of their cash flow as well as their balance sheet, we can see that they do have quite a huge amount of cash at 93.5 million. And if you were to take into account of taking away their debts, they will actually be net cash at 88.6 million. So this is something that is good for Koufu since they are actually cash positive. So this is actually quite a detailed view of what their business is actually like and the numbers that they have in terms of the number of food courts as well as the number of stores. So based on this image that we have, we can see that Singapore is definitely taking a majority of this income. And from there, we can also see that Macau is actually just having a few outlets. So if Koufu were to expand more aggressively into Macau, then we would see more F&B retail as well as more outlets in Macau, and we can also expect the revenue to go up based on the fact that Macau definitely has a much influx of customers that may go there to eat. So from this growth strategy that they are showing here, we can see that in Singapore, they have managed to acquire one more lease, which is expected to be open in 2020, and this will definitely contribute to the revenue of Koufu. And then looking at the overseas part, they are also looking to expand more into Macau, and they are also going to be opening their third food court in Macau that is also going to be open in 2020 as well. On the F&B side, the one that I'm actually most interested is actually the R&B tea as well as the super tea. I mean right nowadays we can understand that bubble tea is actually popular, and so we will be looking at the bubble tea side to generate the growth income for Koufu. And in terms of the overseas aspect for the R&B tea, we are hoping that they will be able to JV more with local partners in overseas country and then reach out to more customer base, which is Macau and Malaysia, and hopefully they will be able to grow quickly into Philippines and Thailand as well. And one major thing is that they're actually going to be opening their central kitchen, and this will definitely be helpful in terms of lowering the cost as well as increasing the efficiency for the food preparation for their F&B outlets. And this is going to be ready in the first half of 2020. So once the next half of the year comes, this central kitchen will be ready, and Koufu will be expected to have a lower cost for supporting the F&B outlets. So over here, you can see from these slides what is the rationale for why they decided to have a central kitchen. And what Koufu is actually trying to do is to make use of technology as well to reduce the manpower as well as to reduce the cost of running the business. So you can see that they actually have the Koufu app whereby customers are able to enjoy a 10% direct discount if they were to use the Koufu app to make their order of the food from the food court. And besides that, they are also having this Nets Unified Payment terminals across all their food courts. So this means that instead of having to pay with cash at the food court, you are now able to use your credit card or even your Nets machine to make payment. So this will enable more customers to pay for their food besides cash. And the other one, which actually the smart tray return robots, that is basically what it does is it just goes around the food court and helps to allow customers who are eating to return their tray at this smart tray return robots instead of having to wait for the cleaner auntie or having to bring the trays all the way to the cleaning station. So this minimizes the time taken for customers to clear the trays and also helps to increase the turnover. And these are actually the investment merits from the slide itself. So I would say Koufu has both defensive and offensive income. The defensive income is definitely from the food courts, where people have to eat every day, so this will provide the defensive income. And the offensive income is actually from their R&B, F&B retail, which is the R&BT, where the more outlets that they expand overseas and becomes more popular with consumers, then we can expect this offensive income to eventually be a defensive income. And because of this F&B retail, that is at a much smaller scale compared to the Koufu food court. So this will allow the RMBT to expand more rapidly at a much faster pace compared to setting up Koufu food court. And so we shall look at the current share price of Koufu. So right now, as of 15 December, the price for Koufu is actually at 0.770. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you learned something new today. Do give a like and subscribe to my channel. And also do check out the links in the description for our blog. I'll be creating videos about personal finance, lifestyle, company reviews, investment, and side hustles. You can also let me know what you will want to watch, and who knows, I may do a video about it. Have a great day ahead, and bye bye.